I think some of the coolest accessories that you can purchase for your bike are lights. Headlights, taillights, indicators, especially the German brand stuff. But what I want to show you in this video is how to make something custom to suit the style of your bike, and taking a solid piece of aluminium like this and turning it into an awesome taillight like this. Let's get into it. So this particular project started quite a while ago with some air drying clay that I laid out on the bike just to get the design style that I wanted, but I wanted to make it out of aluminium. So I took it down to my friend who has a machining shop local to me, and he started working on a piece of billet aluminium cutting the shape that I had in the clay. Unfortunately, he ran out of time, so we pretty much put it on the shelf and it stayed there until now. Every bike that I build, it's going to have a particular theme, and this Honda CX500 Scrambler that I built on a $1,200 budget has a theme of straight lines that I've incorporated throughout the entire build. There's subtle little things that you may not notice, but the more you stand here and stare at the bike, the more you notice these little things that are like, oh yeah, that kind of matches that, and that matches that. That kind of works. Let me show you some of them. So this luggage rack that I built has 3 lines straight across here. It has 3 lines in the actual foot pegs that I built, 3 lines in the toe peg. It's clearly got the lines going across the seat. It's got ribbed lines going through here on this top plate. The grips have straight lines in them. The pattern that I put on the tank has the 3 lines here. And this taillight is the next thing that I'm going to be incorporating lines into. What I'm doing here is just taking out the bulk of the material with the milling machine. I wouldn't class myself as an expert in many of these areas, however, my projects generally end up with exactly how I want them to in the end. And the reason for that is probably a couple of things. First up, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and the second reason is that if it's not exactly what I want, I just keep going. There's nothing stopping me from making it again and again until I'm happy with it. And that's the difference.
It's so frustrating when you make mistakes and you've gotten so far into a project or a part and then you realize that you've just stuffed up. I'll show you what I just did. I set the camera in position and then just started to cut. And I was cutting on the line, but unfortunately, as you can see, there's a faint little line just here and I was cutting on the wrong side of that line. I don't know how I did that. And after going to all that effort of where I am right now, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I should just start again or what. So what I decided to do here, rather than remake the entire thing, is just fill it up with weld, and then I'll just grind that pretty much to the shape that I need. So through the process of building this, I ended up cutting it too deep, as you know, and filled it up with weld and ground it down, which is perfect now. I probably end up grinding more off the top, take a bit more meat out of this. But shortly after that happened, I grabbed something off my bench and the camera came with it. And it hit the ground pretty hard. It's broken the little knob off the top. I'm talking to you on the camera that hit the ground, so it seems to be working okay. But it was at that point where I'm like, I just need to slow down. I need to have a break. I need to stop what I'm doing for a minute, because that was a pretty big thing. I've been using this camera for almost 4 years now, and it's never had any problems. And another thing that happened was a whole bunch of my footage got corrupted, which enabled me to actually post a video for that week. So I was like, I'm going on a camping trip. So I organized it, planned it, and just disappeared for a few days and went on a camping trip 3 hours away from where I am. An amazing place called Double Island Point. But after being on the beach and just having that ocean breeze, having perfect weather, full driving, camping has completely reset me. I feel totally refreshed. So I'm gonna get back into this thing and let's get some more done on it. This custom taillight has been in my mind for a very long time, and now it's finished. Let's give it a quick coat of paint, put the lights in and see what it looks like on the bike. Well, I pretty much had this all perfect, ready to go. I was just about to paint it after vapor blasting it, and then I noticed a little bit of a gouge just in here. So I ended up picking at it and noticed that it was like a flaky piece coming out. I think it must have been from this little section here that I filled up with weld. Must have been a bit of porosity in there or something, but that really sucks.
I'm so excited that I've finally finished this taillight and it looks epic. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out a few of my other fabrication videos. I'll leave a playlist right here.